This is a story about a boy who doesn't like the ocean. It's called There's a Sea in My Bedroom. The story is by Margaret and the pictures are by Jane Tanner. Let's have a look. David was frightened of the sea. It was a huge wet monster that gobbled him up, knocked him over, turned him upside down. He didn't like the sea. Not at all. Not one bit. Look at him running away from the waves. But he did like collecting shells. He had fan-shaped ones, some that looked like trumpets and some that looked like curved animals' teeth. They were yellow and grey and pink and purple. How could the big, scary sea get inside a small shell? Wondered David. But he pressed the shell against his ear and listened and listened. Then he heard the sea. It was a soft and growly and friendly sound. David wasn't scared of this sea. Not at all. Not one bit. He took the shell to his bedroom and put it on the chair next to his bed. He felt sorry for the sea. He couldn't enjoy being trapped inside the shell. Perhaps he could let it out, just for a short while. It was such a friendly sea, all soft and growly. He stroked the shell and whispered, "Come out, sea, come out, I won't hurt you." He waited and waited. Nothing happened. Then he heard a swish, swishing sound, and the sea rushed out of the shell. Oh, look at it! It curled around his toes. It foamed up his legs and beat gently against the bed. Look, he's got a floating duck there and a boat. David was getting wet, but he didn't mind. Not at all, not one bit. He flopped down in the water and kicked his legs and splashed. He rode in his toy box and he floated on his back. He did somersaults, 1, 2, 3. All around him his toys bobbed in the water. His red tugboat, his little yellow wooden duck, and his blue striped seaplane. Can you see them all? There's the little tug. There he is there. Ah, look at his boat, his duck, right over there. He scooped hands full of foam and the bubbles quickly disappeared in his hand. He laughed and laughed and laughed. His mother and father heard him and called, "What are you doing, David? What are you up to?" David jumped into the waves, then came up for air and shouted, "Mum and Dad, there's a sea in my bedroom. I'm jumping in the waves. I'm getting all wet." He's having a great time. "A sea in his bedroom?" said his father. "A sea in his bedroom?" said his mother. "What is he doing?" They opened up the bedroom door and peeped in. And there was David swimming on the floor with all his toys around him. But there was no sea at all. David sat up. He touched his trousers and shirt and his hair. He was dry. There was a sea, he said, there was. A soft, growly, friendly sea. It lives inside the shell. It's gone back now. His father smiled. "It's not a real sea," he said. "It's just a noise the shell makes when you put it against your ear." But David knew there had been a sea in his bedroom. There was even a small pile of sand under his chair. Look there, he said, look there. I'm going to keep it always. I'm going to put the sand into a jar. Shall we go to the beach tomorrow? Asked his father. You can go swimming in the sea. Yes, said David, that would be fun. He would take his kickboard, his snorkel and his bucket and spade. He wasn't frightened of the big sea anymore. Not at all. Not one bit. He's very happy to get everything ready to go, doesn't he? And look, there he is. He's having a great time in the sea because he knows what great fun it can be. Hope you've enjoyed this book. There's a sea in my bedroom.